Good afternoon, everyone. I had a problem with my T650 where I wasn't getting fuel. A code popped up, something about fuel rail pressure. This happened before. There is a pickup tube inside the fuel tank that looks like this. Underneath, or at the end of, or at the opening end, has a strainer. Bobcat tells me that that gets plugged up over time. You have to replace it. A possible fix is to disconnect it and blow low pressure through it to clean it out. That worked the first time. The second time it didn't. I was told if I put too much pressure I could knock that line off inside the tank, and then I would have to empty it, pull the tank, and replace that line. I think I did knock it off because the second time I tried to fix it, it didn't work. My obstruction was gone, but I couldn't get fuel. So what I did was I went to the parts store and picked up 6 feet of 5/16 fuel line. To get it in here, to make it work temporarily, because I was in the field, I was at a job, went ahead and took out the filler tube. Goes between that neck and the tank. Inside, there's this strainer, I believe, that goes in here. So I pulled that off temporarily. I put the hose back on and I shoved the 6 feet of fuel line down there so I can get fuel. And I just connected it to the siphon pump, I think that's what it's called, for the fuel filter. I was able to go ahead and make it work. I kept it like that for a couple jobs. I looked on YouTube and online, and when someone was asking the question, what do I do? He got a new pickup line. I got this on skidsteer.com, I believe. There's the part number. This measures over 1/2 inch diameter. So I drilled a 1/2 inch hole. I was able to use this compact DeWalt by removing this filter. If this filter looks different, this is an upgrade to the old filter. It's higher capacity, they said, for longer service intervals. So if you see the number there, it is 7400454. That replaces the smaller filter. Went ahead, if you do replace this filter, make sure you get new clamps, new hose clamps, because the old ones won't fit. Those that have the system, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is a 2016 T650. I couldn't tell you if this is the same for the newer and the older ones, but this is what I have. The post that I read was the person that had the problem went ahead and drilled a new hole somewhere here, set along the fill tank area. What I did, since I took off this filter and took off that hose, all his spring clamps, I was able to fit my drill back there and drilled a hole. I drilled a hole right about there. I'm using the same 5/16 line that I bought. You have to put the strainer on there. Went ahead and put a hose clamp on this end. I still have the same 6-foot hose. I'm gonna put it in there, then I'll cut it to length. So since I don't have my film crew with me, I'm gonna do this myself. All right, it goes in there. It's long enough to where I'm able to route this line with the other ones to get out of the way of the pulley. I'm still in the process of getting in there as a tight fit. Stand by. I got it. It was recommended that I put some grease around there, and I was able to use one of these blue shop towels to hold onto it better, and I was able to get that sucker twisted in there. So put some grease on there and twist it while you're pushing it in, and I finally got it in. So next I'm gonna reroute this hose so I can get it out of the way, cut it, and put the filter back on. Stand by. Before I forget, the tools I use for this, just pliers, these slip joint pliers, the screwdriver where the bits come out, so you have two different drives, drill bit, and a knife to cut the hose. I'm routing the fuel line where the other ones go, underneath the engine, underneath that motor mount. At least a little bit of slack, not much. But from now on, I'm gonna carry extra fuel line for this machine just in case something happens, or maybe that one gets plugged up. If I don't have a spare one, at the very least I can again run it down the filler tube. So let me put these together and I'll be right back. Again, this is the upgraded fuel filter for this T650. It's a lot bigger. The salesperson told me it's supposed to go ahead and match the service intervals of the newer machines, which can be 500, 750 hours before you're supposed to change them. There's a part number. This is a Bobcat filter, the fuel water separator, number 7400454. All right, buttoned up. That is the original fuel line. I'm gonna do what was suggested and I've done before. I'm gonna go ahead and put a bolt in there and put a hose clamp around it. But I'm not gonna show you that. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you can see back there, there is the new line, the new pickup tube, and the fuel line follows these other ones. Went ahead and I think I got all the air out of it. So let's see what we got. Not gonna show you my password. I have 2,375.3 hours on this. I bought it with just under 700 hours. Been a pretty good machine. No leaks. That website also has all parts for these machines. I even picked up a new set for the reverse slide and the tail light, whatever you call them. Success. The cost of these parts, I'm asked every once in a while what it cost. That filter with two clamps, I think was about $110. If it does last twice as long as the other one, you're saving money. I think the other one used to cost me about 90 bucks. The hose clamps, one-time deal. That pickup assembly, $27, $27.95 I believe. The hose, the local parts store, I think I went to AutoZone. I think 6 feet was $15, and a pack of hose clamps, $3 or $4. I know I have a bolt here somewhere, like I said, so I can plug that one up. Hope this helps some of you. First thought was, great, got to go to the dealership, have them charge me whatever it is to pull my tank and take care of this. That thought lasted about 3 seconds when I realized how much it's going to cost. So I went ahead and just thought, what would I do when I was younger and a lot poorer? Made it work. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Any questions that you may have, please send them in the comment lines and I will answer.